Yeah, I pushed the Gyarados off of the cliff as a joke. It's a flying type, though. So, what are we missing here? Hey yo, what's good though? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. So apparently a lot happened at Pokemon Worlds this previous weekend, and I obviously didn't go, and I was also a little occupied, so I'm a little late on this, but better late than never. Apparently at Worlds, they had a demo showcase for Pokemon Legends ZA for a lot of people to try out for themselves. So, as I'm sure you've seen, a lot of people that got the chance to play it were also allowed to record their footage and document their time with it. So, all of the gameplay footage that I'm using, big credits to Austin John Plays, obviously, and Munching Orange. Go check out their gameplays respectively. If you don't want to hear me talking over it, that's totally fine. You can gauge for yourself all of the information that's present within this demo. But I just kind of wanted to get my thoughts out there and talk about all of the stuff that was pretty much showcased during this demo, because it's all really interesting. Or, you know, at the very least it is to me, because I'm actually really looking forward to this game, but I can't speak for you. Either way, why don't you go ahead, get cozy. It's actually a little cold out tonight, so why don't you cut up your Phantump and turn that into a fireplace while we talk about the demo for Pokemon Legends ZA and all of the information that it offers. If there's some stuff that I missed, please feel free to mention so. Anyway, let's get into it. Thankfully, being the PokeTuber that he is, Austin John made sure to show off the map the first chance that he got, and it doesn't look too terribly sized. Again, I can't speak for you guys, but personally, I was never expecting the most major, most enormous map of all time or anything like that. But even compared to my previous expectations, it still seems decently sizable. We got a solid look at where some of the wild areas were going to be, where apparently some of the battle zones are going to be because they're going to change on a nightly basis. We'll get more into that. We saw where some of the Pokemon centers are going to be located, where the Pokemon Research Lab is going to be at, where AZ's hotel is going to be located. And now we have an idea of how our main missions and side quests are going to be laid out from the map. So that's all really cool and dandy. Like I said in my previous video, I'm totally fine with a smaller map if that means we get more detail and more to do inside of that map because of that sacrifice. And that does seem to be the case. Again, we'll get more into that stuff later. We don't know how fast travel is going to work just yet, but the idea of running through this entire city on foot does seem pretty fun, if I'm being honest. I like the idea of just taking my time and exploring all of Lumio City in depth. That sounds like it's going to be a really good time. Getting more into the gameplay, they gave us a more in-depth look as to what the battle zones were going to look like at night during the tournament. Essentially, as soon as night hits, I don't know what the factors that play into this are, but apparently only certain zones become battle zones during the night. And as of right now, I'm not really sure what that means in the long run. Like, does that only happen because of where you are in the game? Like, it completely depends on your progress. So maybe like eventually later in the game, you'll be able to fly to like multiple battle zones happening throughout the city. Or is there always truly only going to be one battle zone open at a time? Unfortunately though, the demo only showcased very early parts of the game, so we don't actually know how battle zones are going to work once we have most of the city unlocked. But for now, it's safe to say that there are probably going to just be a couple of designated battle zones throughout the night. It's also very possible that you can only battle in designated battle zones depending on your rank, but again, there's really no way to know until we actually have the full game. So I don't know, but I think that that's a fair assumption, right? On top of that, it seems like we can just constantly go in and out of battle zones throughout the night. Like if we want to take a little break, go back out and heal or something like that, whether it be from talking to somebody or if you have the items on you to do so, then you can walk out of the battle zone and just play it safe and heal outside possibly. Again, we didn't really see that gameplay, but we did see Austin leave the area and just kind of walk around and talk to a random NPC that was just standing out there alongside their Pokemon, but they didn't battle you, which means there are safe zones and safe areas that you could just chill in throughout the night while either waiting for sunrise to come or to just heal up before you go back into battle. Unfortunately, we didn't get enough time to see how the night actually progresses, like if you actually just have to like beat all of the trainers and rank up for the night to actually progress, or if there is a certain time limit to watch out for or anything like that. I didn't see a timer or anything in the gameplay, so I really don't know what that situation looks like yet. Again, though, it could be another situation in which, because this gameplay is set very early on within the story of the game, it's likely that they would want you to take your time, learn the ropes, and then eventually, once you get further in, they'll put an actual timer in place so that you only have a certain amount of time to defeat all of the trainers in the battle zones and actually get your rank up. But it's hard to tell right now, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Speaking of battling trainers, it seems that your first rank up, or maybe your qualification to even enter the tournament, requires you to get at least 1,000 points so that you can earn a challenger's ticket. I think we kind of vaguely knew about this already. I don't know if they used that term specifically, but you do need to earn a challenger's ticket so that you can battle a specific trainer in the area so that you can inevitably get your rank up and go up a letter grade. Unless I'm mixing that up. But at the very least, at the very beginning, you need at least 1,000 points to earn a challenger's ticket. And every battle, you gain quite a bit from the beginning at least. So, you know, it's good to know that it won't take an absurdly long amount of time to get your challenger's ticket. More importantly, we saw what it was like to go in and out of battles in Pokemon Legends EA, and yo, dude, those battles are insanely seamless and insanely instant. It's almost scary how fast you're in a battle as soon as you lock eyes with a trainer. Like, it does a little dramatic showcase of the trainer spotting you, and then your Pokemon is already out, you're battling. That's it. It is that quick. It's crazy. And on top of that, swapping between your Pokemon looks like it feels like absolute butter with how quick it is. It seems that now more than ever, they have truly taken into account how long it takes to get in and out of battles in Pokemon games, and they really wanted to amplify that and make it look and feel as good as possible. And you know what? You can call me crazy all you want, but you are in and out in a zip, dog. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It looks better than it ever has, so I'm really, really looking forward to that. It's just nice to really see, like, firsthand what the battles look like from the perspective of somebody actually playing the game for themselves, and seeing how we kind of do have this, like, Xenoblade-esque battle system going on where we just kind of wait for the moves to reload, and you can use them in succession. Each of them have their own cooldown, so you use those back to back, and then you make sure to move out of the way before your opponent can attack you. So that's really cool. I like that a lot. Again, I cannot speak for y'all, but I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this battle system. Another thing that was interesting that I wanted to bring up was the fact that you are apparently going to be going around collecting a lot of mega shards. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe that this is something that was mentioned in any prior gameplay or showcases in regards to Legends EA, so I think this is a new thing that we were introduced to in this demo. So apparently, just like Pokemon Legends Arceus, you can go around, throw your Pokemon out, and have them utilize their moves in the overworld to destroy whatever's around so that you can get items out of it. And one of the things that you can destroy are these little patches of crystals that you use to get mega shards, apparently. Apparently, one of the demo techs behind him was saying that you can collect an abundance of these shards and trade them in for, like, mega stones. I'm assuming that means they work like a currency, and with that you can utilize them to buy or purchase or have them turn into a full-fledged mega stone somehow. And this is how I assume we're going to be getting all of our mega stones, most likely. I'm not entirely sure how this works, especially because based on what I've seen, it seems like held items are back. In the gameplay, you can see that Naveen recommends to the player character that they give their Pokemon a citrus berry to hold. And that's cool and dandy and all, but does that mean that if held items are back, that means that the Pokemon that can Mega Evolve in this game do have to go back to holding their own Megastone again? Which, I mean, fair, you know, obviously it would be a little overpowered if they were able to utilize their Megastone and be able to hold an item to be able to negate damage or to power themselves up or to heal in the midst of battle. That would be kind of busted, right? So I guess that's only fair. So I also assume that that means that if we're going to be collecting all of these Mega Shards to turn into or trade in for Mega Stones, that means we can have an abundance of different Mega Stones for the Pokemon to hold. I do wonder though if that means that the rogue Pokemon that we're going to be fighting in Mega form are actually going to drop their own Mega Stones for you to utilize, or if that's just going to be a situation in which, you know, they only randomly Mega Evolve in some mysterious way. They don't actually come with the Mega Stone. You have to get that yourself. I mean, I guess it would be pretty easy, a little too easy, if you were able to just go around, do these raids or whatever, and then just walk away with an easy Megastone. That'd be kind of busted. So, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe these Mega Shards are going to be in such abundance that this is something that we're probably never even going to need to think about. But then again, if they want to have any semblance of balance, they need to make sure that the obviously more busted Megas, like Mega Garchomp or something like that, has to have a much higher cost than something like Mega Absol, you know? Or maybe it takes an absurd amount to even get one. We'll see what happens. And finally, speaking of rogue Mega Pokemon raid battles, we finally got a full glimpse as to what these are gonna look like. Think back to the boss battles against the noble Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's like that, but possibly worse. Essentially, in these rogue Mega Pokemon raid battles, they are going to be attacking you just as much as they are your partner Pokemon. Except this time, you don't have bundles of their favorite food to completely pelt them with until they're exhausted so that you can put them in a turn-based battle. They are constantly attacking you, you are constantly avoiding and attacking them back. This right here is for sure where we're going to be spending an absurd amount of time. These look like so much fun to me. I'm sure it was because it was a demo and you had like a pre-established Pokemon that you can use for this battle, so you didn't really have a lot of options or, you know, pre-training or anything like that. You only had what they gave you, which is why it probably looked a little bit harder than it's actually going to end up, if we're completely honest. All in all though, this is probably one of the most engaging aspects of the game so far from what it looks like, and I really cannot wait to just dive into that, because it's going to be so much fun avoiding all of these different attacks, really timing your moves properly so that you and your Pokemon don't get too hurt, so that you can actually make it through the battle. One thing that did concern me for a moment was the fact that you could pause in the midst of it and use an item to heal your Pokemon, but apparently I think there's either a cooldown or a limit to how much you can use your bag. You can't just spam items to heal up your Pokemon or cure status effects or anything along those lines. So I mean, that's fine, I guess. I feel like it would be a lot scarier and a lot more engaging if we couldn't use items at all and we really had to lock in so we don't die or lose out on potential mega evolved Pokemon that we could catch or whatever. I think it would just be a lot more interesting that way overall. I think having access to items does kind of negate any of the real like fear and heavy engagement that I would have had in the battle if I could just pause at any time and heal. Kind of a similar problem with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom that a lot of people had, and I kind of agree that it just kind of takes you out of it when you could just infinitely heal. Again, that doesn't seem to be the case here, but the fact that it's here at all is a little like, okay, you know, they gotta at least make it a little more fair. Maybe when I do inevitably play through it, maybe I'll have you guys hold me accountable so that I'm not allowed to use items during raid battles and it feels a lot more authentic that way. So I don't know, I think we'll play it by ear, but for the most part, you know, the fact that it's there at all, you know, it is what it is. But I'm still very much excited for how these rogue mega Pokemon battles are going to play out. I'm really excited for that. That being said though, that does appear to be it for most of what I gauged from the gameplay demos that have been around. I'm sure that there's a lot of details and information that I've missed or not come across yet. I'm sure that I'll bring it up in a later video or something like that. But for the most part, we got a lot of cool gameplay and info on Legends EA. Me personally, I still think it looks very interesting and very fun. I'm looking forward to playing it in October, and I hope you guys are too. And I just think the fact alone that they put out a demo at Pokemon Worlds for this means that they at least have a little bit of confidence or just want to gain general feedback to see what the people are thinking. I mean, I don't know what contracts are signed or anything like that, but you know, I've seen a couple of negative takes here and there, but most of the takes that I have seen are overwhelmingly positive, and I'm really happy about that. So it makes me look forward to this game all the more. But hey, you know what? Maybe that's just me. So that just about does it for this one. It's very interesting that before I even started recording this, while I was scripting, they put out a video showcasing what the online was going to look like. I don't know if we knew about that at Worlds or anything like that. I haven't seen everything to come out of that, but they showcased like a actual dedicated trailer to what online play is going to look like. And I really want to talk about that because it's super interesting, but this wasn't the place to do so. So that's going to be my next video. Make sure to look out for that. And again, you know, make sure to keep an eye out for the channel. You know, it's getting to the point where we're going to be only about a month away from the release of Pokemon Legends EA, which means that the giveaway that I'm going to do is going to run probably throughout the course of September. So make sure to sub, make sure to follow in the Discord, on Twitter, so that you can all keep up with what's happening with that giveaway, so that when we inevitably do it, you get a chance to win Pokemon Legends EA for Switch 2 or potentially even Switch 1. So keep an eye out for that. But for the most part, that just about wraps up all my thoughts here. I'm passing the mic over in your direction, and I want you guys to tell me everything that you're thinking in the comment section below. Do you think that the game looks any more interesting now that you've seen actual gameplay and footage and demo and feedback from the common person about their thoughts in regards to the demo for this game? Do you think that it looks interesting? Do you think that it looks better than before and you're looking forward to it more? Or are you on the opposing side? You already weren't looking forward to it and now it looks like garbage. You just can't bring yourself to care about it and it's just not for you. Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I'm always going to be down there with you guys. But with that, it does appear to be skedaddle o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and do exactly that. I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this here. And with that, I'm gone. So thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time.